Well, the Bud Light saga continues to get worse for Anheuser-Busch. They have now lost over $6 billion, and this is actually from a week ago. So I do believe it has now hit $7 billion. For some reason, Wall Street doesn't seem to care. They just want to keep on buying the stock up. But, that's neither here nor there. $7 billion is a lot of freaking money. $7 billion. I don't think any company, even Anheuser-Busch, can scoff at a $7 billion loss. And of course, it's all because of Dylan Mulvaney and the backlash. And now we've had some other things that have taken place over the last week. We have many Anheuser-Busch facilities facing threats after the Bud Light backlash. And there's good old Howard Stern. I don't know why they put his face on this, because what does he have to do with it? He's completely out of touch with reality and says he doesn't understand why there's so much controversy. Well, Howard, there's so much controversy because you got a biological man, taking away opportunities from biological women. Several Anheuser-Busch facilities received threats last week following weeks of backlash against Bud Light because it sponsored 2 Instagram posts from a transgender woman. You can say that this is overkill. Obviously, I don't wish harm on anyone. I don't want anybody to burn down any factories or anything, because people need their jobs. It's not their fault. It's not the people in the factory that made these decisions. It's that one uppity woman from New York that lives on, Central Park West in her $8 million condo. She's the one that started this. She's the one that partnered with Dylan Mulvaney. So, take your frustration out on her. Don't burn down her apartment, okay? Don't attack her in the street. But absolutely, take your frustration out on her on Twitter. If you see her walking down the street, tell her what you think. Don't hit her. I'm not advocating any of that. Also, Yuengling, which is my brand of beer. This is the brand of beer that I enjoy, that I drink. And you'll say, oh, it's not microbrewed. I don't give a crap. I don't like microbrewed beer. I don't. I never have. So Yuengling is taking an apparent jab at Bud Light. And this is what they tweeted. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America, independently owned and family operated since 1829, because we make good beer. They do. They make great beer. I love their beer. And there's Dylan and his cans of Bud Light. Probably never actually drank a Bud Light in his life, but he is now, because he's getting paid to do it. So the best thing here is Megyn Kelly. She was on Sky News Australia, and she blew up about it. She's a woman, so this is straight from a woman's mouth. This is a woman's perspective, and we're just going to play this real quick because it's hilarious.
And I'm really done. I'm done. There is no such thing as somebody who's born a biological man who is secretly a woman, who can become a woman. At best, you are a trans woman. And even that I'm wrestling with. I really am. I don't even really understand what that is. You're a trans person. You're really a biological man who's got some gender confusion issues, and my heart goes out to you. But you're not a woman. Dylan Mulvaney, you put on a dress, you take a bunch of estrogen to grow something that approximates baby breasts. I don't know what those are. That's not what a
Look at this freak. Look at this freak of nature, man. I guess he not only wants to be a woman, but he wants to be a 12-year-old. That just speaks to me as there's something very wrong with you. Something very wrong with you. And I don't know why so many people follow him on TikTok, because the people that are following him should obviously think that there's something wrong with this, that this is sick. This is sick. An adult male with 5 o'clock shadow who dresses like a 12-year-old girl and then wants you to love him.
a woman is? You'll never be a woman. You can have the surgery. Dylan says they're getting bottom surgery. Go ahead, have your penis chopped off. You're still not a woman. Getting a surgeon to cut a hole down there doesn't make you a woman. You don't know the first thing about being a woman. You have no idea what the average woman has been through the course of her life, the challenges we have, the beauty of being a woman, the softness of being a woman, and you never will. You're never going to have it. Doesn't matter how many surgeries, doesn't matter how many hormones. And I'm done engaging in this fiction, Paul. I'm done.
Yeah. So, that's straight from the mouth of a woman. Megyn Kelly's not exactly a non-controversial woman, but she is definitely a woman, and she's right. I'm sorry, she's right. She's right. I'm a man. I'm an actual biological man who has no thoughts that I'm anywhere near being a woman. None at all. And I know for a fact that I don't understand what it's like to be a woman. I've never had a period. Dylan thinks he has because he has a sponsorship with Tampax. And I still want to know where he puts those tampons. He thinks that, he can menstruate. He thinks that he can have babies, I guess. I don't know. I don't exactly know what he thinks. But you're never going to be a woman, Dylan. It doesn't matter what you do. You can have yourself castrated. You can have them cut a hole where your penis used to be. That doesn't make you a woman, and you won't even look like a woman. And I don't know who the heck is going to want to have any type of intercourse with you. But, that's your choice. Do it. Do it if you want to. I don't care. I don't care if you have bottom surgery or whatever the hell you call it. Doesn't make you a woman, and you should not have any type of endorsements for any type of product representing women. You just shouldn't, because you're not a woman. Now, this poll from Daily Mail, the Bud Light boycott, I'll drink to that. Poll finds most Americans back Anheuser-Busch snub over its tie-up with Dylan Mulvaney and say corporations give transgender rights too much attention. They absolutely do. And they said it earlier in that interview, but I'll say it. The left, I guess, the hard left, is they're agreeing with these transgender rights when they obviously shouldn't be. They're taking 14-year-old children, and instead of giving them counseling because they have confusion issues, because they're 14, their body's changing, they might be heavy, they might be too skinny, they might be getting bullied, whatever. But as soon as the 14-year-old says, I'm transgender, because that's the chic thing to do nowadays, as soon as he says he's transgender, he or she, they immediately say, oh, yes, we affirm your belief. You are transgender. Let's go start giving you all these hormone drugs. Let's mutilate you. Let's chop your penis off. Let's, I don't know if there's bottom surgery for women. I've never actually looked it up. I've never researched it. So I don't know if they can attach a fake penis to a woman. I don't know. I know they used to call them hermaphrodites. That's what transgender men used to be called, hermaphrodites, because they take hormones, they grow breasts, but they'd still have all the working plumbing of a male down there. But that's what they do. They allow this to be propagated, and the corporations, by backing this, are actually doing harm and putting it out there to say that it's okay for a 14-year-old to have their genitalia mutilated. It's okay for a 14-year-old to start taking hormone drugs. It's not okay. And when a corporation or anybody else that is well known backs this stuff, they're just affirming that belief that it's okay. And it really shouldn't be okay. We should be fighting against that. We should be fighting against children being hurt, children being mutilated, because there's a great percentage of these children that when they grow up into their 20s regret that this has happened to them. All you got to do is look it up. They're out there. They regret the fact that they underwent this surgery. They regret the fact that they've taken all these drugs that causes them to grow parts of their body that shouldn't be there. And if that happens, then it's obviously not the right course of action to take when a child tells you that they're confused about their identity. They should be getting counseling. Instantly, that person should get they should have to have mandatory counseling for 6 years to or 6 months to a year before any surgery is even discussed. Okay? That's just my belief. And it's obviously a lot of other people's beliefs, because the Bud Light boycott, it's a real thing. It's happening. Stores are removing Bud Light and other Anheuser-Busch products from their shelves. Bars are removing Anheuser-Busch products from their menus. Restaurants. I really do hope that this leads to Dylan Mulvaney being poison for anyone who wants to use him as a spokesperson. And he'll just go back to being a normal, weird guy that dresses like a girl, a 12-year-old girl, for that matter. And that's what I'm kind of hoping happens, because I just don't see anyone else wanting to lose the type of money that Anheuser-Busch has lost. So if anyone important's listening, don't even consider using Dylan Mulvaney as your spokesperson. Your spokesman. He's a man. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, and I will talk to you next time.